Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We're glad you're here. Now hit subscribe, come back over and over again because we've got artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creative minds of all kinds. We are back where it all began. We are at IBF 2019 in Orlando, Florida, the Indie Bookfest. We're hanging out with our good friend Leigh Perez. Leigh, thank you so much for coming over.
My pleasure.
Guys, Leigh Perez, you can check her out right now with Thrill of the Hunt 5.
Yep.
5. Wow.
It started here.
It did.
It started here at Indie Bookfest.
Just here we are. So, all right, let's kick it. Let's tell them about the Buried Alive series, the Thrill of the Hunt series.
So, Thrill of the Hunt was an anthology that was born here at Indie Bookfest. And I had the idea in 2014 when I first came, and it was here at the Caribe, the Caribe Royale. Yep. And the following year, I attended finally, like as a featured author, and I started asking questions. Is anyone interested in maybe doing an anthology? And so we knocked one out really fast with 7 original authors. Then we did number 2 with 11 authors. Number 3, we had, I think, 17 authors. Number 4, we had 21 authors. This one, we have 11 authors again. And every year it's a different theme now. So instead of just being thrilling short stories, suspenseful tales, now it's themed. So the one was called White Bridge. Everything took place at White Bridge. Last year was Urban Legends Reimagined, which was
fun.
Amazing.
That's always fun, yeah.
That was amazing. And this year, the theme was Buried Alive. And you were welcome to take any take on that you wanted. Just go.
And how many stories?
The stories, there are 11 stories, all different indie authors, all of whom I met here at Indie Bookfest. And
that's fantastic.
And everybody just keeps contributing every year. So
that's what it's about. It's about building community.
Yep.
That's what we've been doing here since we first came out.
Exactly.
This community is amazing. The talent and the creativity in this room is just insane. And we met you in 2015.
Yeah.
2015, right here,
exactly.
out back.
Right out back. Yeah.
Yeah. They kept us out back for a while.
Yeah.
They were like, hey,
right out back.
Don't let all the authors in the big hotel. But so, what was? Do you have a story in
I do.
What is your story?
Actually, my story in there, it was unintentional. So my story in book 2, in Thrill of the Hunt 2, is called When They Call. And it was a paranormal thing, a woman who crossed over to death and came back after an accident, and she heard voices. She had brought something back with her. And
don't pick up hitchhikers on your way back from the dead.
Yeah, hitchhikers are no good.
No.
So, but anyway, she has a gift now.
Okay.
And she is in Casadaga, right here in Florida.
Okay.
And she meets a gentleman, and he is a psychic, and he helps her with her abilities.
Her abilities, yeah.
And so I kind of left it with the fact that there was a romance kind of budding.
Maybe.
And so this story in Buried Alive is the continuation of that. And it's called We Are Here. And so
the theme is Buried Alive.
The theme is Buried Alive. It's We Are Here. But now I think I've started the Casadaga Warriors.
Oh, okay.
So now they're dealing with different psychic phenomena.
Isn't that funny how that happens? You're doing just a little short story for an anthology, and
it wasn't meant to be anything, but yeah, it kind of took off.
That's amazing. So, wow. So how have you been? We got to let them catch up with you here a little bit. I know you've been offline a little bit.
I have been offline.
Yeah.
Life kind of.
It does.
You know that whole thing where life kind of slaps you up about the face? That's kind of
head and shoulders vigorously, usually.
Head and shoulders vigorously shakes you, you know, the whole thing. Had knee surgery in January, so very out of sorts, which is very unlike me. So I needed this.
Normally, when we run into Laura, she's just flossing and dancing, and she's just having a great time. Today we ran into her and she's like, oh God, I'm just so happy to be around my people again. And because it's been a while. You've been recovering and everything.
It has been a while. So, but I feel renewed.
There's energy here.
Yeah.
You have to come here to recharge.
This is a recharge. This is definitely a recharge. I have 2 short stories out this year. I have 2 more that I should have out by the end of the year if I can finish battling Amazon. And
For those of you that aren't aware, in the indie market, in the indie author community, there have been some shifts in our publishing formats. Amazon has made some pretty extreme changes in different companies that they had, merging them together, as have others. Our other avenues have made some changes.
Yeah.
And when software updates and all of these things happen, all of us old people who are like, I knew how to do it this way,
and now I have to do it this way.
We have to learn it a whole new way. And so, if you are an avid indie reader, be patient. They're coming. We just have to learn a few new tricks.
Exactly. The one thing I did do though is I used to be exclusive to Amazon, and now I'm broad. So now it's Google, Nook, Kobo. I'm all over the place. You can find my stuff anywhere.
I love that Amazon has such a great market for everybody, and it's the largest retail market in the world.
Sure.
But I also love walking into Barnes & Noble and finding a book.
Exactly.
And I love walking at Books A Million. I was in New York. I walked into Books A Million and found a book.
See, that's amazing.
And I just was like, that's wicked cool.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
And that's the feel that I want.
And it's hard. It's hard for us to get into those markets anyway. But once you're in it, even if they order just one book or it goes out with a collection of other things.
And I've told people too. It's like go into your Barnes & Nobles, order a book.
Yeah.
You mean you can get it there? My books are available. All you have to do is
catalog.
Ask for it.
You just have to ask for it.
Just have to ask for it.
And so the exclusivity, it's nice at first because you can see some numbers go up because they'll help promote you. But
I like eyes on.
Yeah.
And
these are still important, guys. The actual
print books.
It's still nice to have a print book.
I love my print books.
We're giving away Yesterday's Tomorrow for free all weekend for Indie Bookfest.
Cool.
On the Kindle. And and I don't mind doing that because I that's not my thing anyway. I like my paper books.
So do I. Which is not always a good thing for the family.
The chicken. How are the chickens?
The chickens.
Okay.
So yes, at one point I did own chickens. We moved.
Oh.
I'm sorry to say the chickens are now living on a farm in Oviedo. I had to say goodbye to Hey, Beyonce, Laverne, Shirley, and Kevin. I miss my chickens.
I would,
I miss my chickens and my fresh eggs.
I like chickens. Fresh eggs.
I miss my chickens and my fresh eggs.
I had a good friend years ago had gotten just a couple chickens, like three or four. And that's why I got them, because he was like, I'm going to save a fortune on eggs. By the way, no, you're not. Because by the time you feed the chickens and everything else.
You break even.
What did he tell me? He said at one time he had a dozen eggs down to about $15. Which is, I thought, wow, are you giving them a hustle or what?
These guys were prolific though. But no, now I have my two dogs, Don Guillermo and Tutu. So Tutu is Tabitha too, because my first dog her name was Tabitha. She passed, and so this was Tutu, Tabitha too.
Okay.
So they're interesting. Whenever I get up, I like to stand to write.
Yeah.
They circle. Like little sharks.
They're just like going around.
They just go around me, and I swear one day they're gonna knock me on my butt. But I'm just waiting. They're only about this big, but they circle.
You had your knee surgery this year, and so you're recovering good.
Finally. I gotta reduce some fluffage, but we're good. We're working on that.
That happens. They that's the part they don't tell you about.
They don't tell you about that.
They don't tell you about that at all. So they're just like, we're gonna fix this up. You'll be good as new in like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and you're like, sure, that's great. Wait a minute, 8 weeks of not being able to do anything.
And every pound feels like 1,000 on your knee.
Oh, I believe that. Oh my Lord.
So it's been interesting.
What do you got that's coming up? What are you working on that's new? What can we look forward to coming up this year?
So for me, I am finally going to finish my zombie story.
Ooh.
It's called The End.
Because zombie, duh.
It's called The End, and the hero in the story is only 11 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, she's only 11 years old.
That's a nice take.
And soon to be 12.
Well, of course.
Soon to be 12.
Look, when you're between the ages of like 7 and 13, every half year counts. Ask Cosplay Michael, he'll tell you he's not just 8 anymore. He's like 8 and a half.
He's 11 years old, and she realizes that if she doesn't do something, her family will not make it. So
wow.
She
just
she's
take
just
charge.
Gonna take charge.
Awesome. That's fantastic. See, because you got to do that. Every once in a while you got to give it a little twist.
You got to.
when we grew up, they had stories like that. We had Voyagers. And,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
little kid.
yeah.
I mean, we had. It was
Now
great.
everybody's 16 and 17, and I'm like, by that time they're not going to listen to anybody.
And they're not
At least
interested.
this way
they're
they'll,
not interested
you know.
anyway.
No, no,
like,
no.
What the Goonies were interested in finding
Yeah.
pirate treasure. You notice all the teens were hanging out at the well. They were
Exactly,
drinking beer. They weren't
exactly.
interested in none
Nope,
of that.
nope.
So you need the kids because they're the ones that actually
Yep.
they want the adventure.
They want the adventure.
Yes. And they want to save you from zombies because that's what kids do. Maybe. Kids always save you from zombies because I realize this. You don't have to run faster than a zombie.
No.
Just faster than the kid.
That's it.
Ellie, thank you so much
Yes,
for hanging
sir.
out with us. Guys, we've been hanging out with Leigh Perez. That's right. Do a search over on Amazon and grab Thrill of the Hunt 5, Buried Alive. 11 stories.
11 stories in this one.
all built around that theme. We're going to thank our partners and friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, Krypton Radio, Hearts Helping Others of Central Florida, Space Coast Comics, Indie Originals, the Cogler Emporium, our great friend Josh Bauer at J. Bauer Art for all the set pieces that are here. Thank you guys so much for sharing our videos on the World Wide Web, for sharing our authors and our artists all over the web. We are at Indie Bookfest 2019 hanging out with Leigh Perez. Keep tuning in, keep logging on, and see who we're hanging with next. Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.